And good morning to you, YouTube. I hope you've had a very, very good Easter. A little bit of an Easter break. Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It is the 6th of April 2026. Sorry, I've got my own face. Okay, good. It is the 6th of April 2026. It's Easter Monday. Easter Fun Day, more like. How are you all today? Hello, Space Ben. It's excellent to see you. I hope you've had a nice weekend. I had a nice weekend myself. My wife has done. I wouldn't eat Easter eggs if it weren't for my wife buying them. So yes, I'm quite a poor showing this year. I only ate 1.5 eggs yesterday. I eat them like apples. I did, however, put myself into a kind of sour-stomached, bad-tempered slumber. I sort of basically ate so much chocolate I felt sick, then fell asleep on the sofa for sort of 2 hours and was out of sorts for the rest of the day. Actually, it doesn't sound like I had a good time at all, but it did involve a lot of chocolate. So that was all right. Oh, we watched mediocre to... Actually, I say mediocre, it's a terrible film. We watched a bad Bond film, The World Is Not Enough, as a sort of family afternoon treat. I've shown my kids, well, I was going to say I've shown them the best Bond films and the medium Bond films. We're now onto the dregs. I don't think I'm going to buy Spectre or Die Another Day, but I did buy The World Is Not Enough, because in my head I had that down as, I can't remember where I put it on my list, but in my head I have The World Is Not Enough as a mediocre to... Oh, it's a terrible film. It's if anything, it's a much worse film than I remembered. I've been doing a bit of reading about The World Is Not Enough as well, so that's been quite interesting. Yeah, it occurred to me when I was watching the film that I still, having seen it, I mean, I've seen it, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, maybe more, I don't know. I still can't sit here and tell you what the plot is. And this time, I was really trying hard to figure out the plot. I'll tell you, hang on, let me have a go at it. Right, okay, so James Bond goes to a Swiss bank to withdraw $5 million, but then the Swiss banker pulls a gun on him for some reason, and then Bond says something about, you killed another agent, and then he jumps out of a window, then he goes back to headquarters, and it turns out the $5 million was for one of M's friends, who then gets blown up by fizzy whiskey, and then Bond takes Q's retirement fishing boat, which Q was allegedly going to fish in, which is heavily armed with multiple torpedoes, machine guns, and the ability to go underwater. Which, when you look at how old and frail Q is in this film, you look at how soaked to the skin Pierce Brosnan is. Yeah, you can't skip Bond films. There's always a gap in their knowledge. I don't know. I'm not sure my kids are ready for Die Another Day. But yeah, Pierce Brosnan, to be fair to him, looks like he's having an absolutely horrific time on the Thames in this stupid little boat, absolutely soaked through. I'm trying to imagine 90-year-old Q just going up and down the Avon, just kind of firing off torpedoes and soaked to the skin. Anyway, so Bond steals Q's retirement boat and then chases a lady who, yeah, they set off a bomb, but also they had a lady with a bazooka outside for reasons. And then James Bond chases her along the Thames forever, and until they arrive at the Millennium Dome, where the lady then hijacks a hot air balloon. Now, if I was on the run in London, right, I do live here. If I was on the run in London, looking for a way of escaping Maybe I'd hijack a car. Maybe I would get into the underground. No, no, no. This lady decides to hijack a hot air balloon and then sort of take off above Greenwich, where presumably no one. It's impossible. Once you're in a hot air balloon, that's it. That's game over. She then blows herself up when she says, "Oh, you can't protect me from him." James Bond then hurts his arm falling onto the Millennium Dome, and then the film starts. um, and it turns out the $5 million was a ransom for Sophie Marceau, who is the daughter of the guy who was blown up. But it turns out that she was kidnapped by Robert Carlyle, who's been shot in the head, and the bullet is working its way through his brain, but it's making him strong. He doesn't feel any pain, and it makes him stronger and stronger and stronger up until the moment it kills him, which I don't think is a thing. And because he's so sexy, she's fallen in love with him, and now she's blowing up her own oil pipeline via going to Robbie Coltrane's Manky Casino and betting $1 million on whether a card is going to be higher or lower. And she has sex with James Bond, who then... Anyway, yeah, Robert Carlyle. And I also forgot, I totally forgot until she turned up that Denise Richards is in it. It's like sort of 2/3 of the way... GoldenEye is the one with Xenia Onatopp as played by Famke Janssen. There's a really good, really, really good episode of Star Trek TNG with Famke Janssen in. It's not one of the ones that ever sort of comes up, but I really like it. It's when she is cargo. She's a sex present. She's being delivered as a wife for a horrible alien warlord bloke. She's part of a peace treaty settlement, and she's a special sex lady who will lock on to, she becomes whichever man she meets, she becomes their ideal mate. So when Worf meets her, she all starts growling at him, and when she meets Riker, she says, "Oh, I really like jazz music," and she latches on to Picard. But unfortunately she locks on permanently to Picard, as in she becomes really interested in Shakespeare and boats in bottles and stuff. And unfortunately, she permanently gets her settings stuck on Picard. And then Picard, who obviously falls in love with her, then has to give her away to this alien warlord, and she's supposed to be able to lock onto this alien warlord, but unfortunately she's ruined now. She's actually locked onto Picard, and now she's going to have to go for the rest of her life being married to this guy who she would have been in love with, except she's now stuck on Picard's settings, and then Picard flies off really, really sad. Anyway, that's a lot better than the film The World Is Not Enough. Yeah, Denise Richards, I wouldn't mind getting stuck on Picard. No, pardon. Yeah, Denise Richards is in it. Now, reading afterwards, this is a very, very 1990s thing going on here. So we looked to see what Denise Richards did after The World Is Not Enough. She did the film Drop Dead Gorgeous, which I've only seen once back in the day on video, but I remember being really, really good, and she was really good in it. It's the one about a beauty pageant, but it all gets murdered. I remember it being very good. It might be terrible. And then after that, she married Charlie Sheen, and that seemed to be basically the end of her Hollywood career. I was looking at it, and she basically got all the shit for that film, for The World Is Not Enough. She basically got they got like the hilarious Golden Razzie, and essentially she was blamed for it. Watching that film now, she is the least of that film's problems. She is bad in it. Like, her character is bad and her acting is bad, but she's got her character has nothing. Like, she literally turns up just over halfway through as like James Bond's prize. And I understand, I know what a Bond film is, I have seen them before, but she turns up just as like his prize that he's going to get for completing his mission. I know. Obviously, hilariously supposed to be a nuclear scientist. There was what was it? What was one line that she said? I thought that doesn't make when she said, "Oh, you'll be down in the mine or something." He says, "Oh, don't I need a radiation suit?" And she says, "Oh, it's mainly weapons grade plutonium, so you'll be safe." Isn't weapons grade plutonium the most dangerous one? That's the most radioactive, isn't it? It's the one that's just itching. I think if you get 10 kilograms of weapons grade plutonium and bang it together, I think you've got a fairly strong chance of actually making it go off. So anyway, yeah, she's just literally there to have large breasts and basically promise James Bond a shag if he completes his mission. It is a thankless part, and it's anyone but Ross doesn't get a Razzie in any film he's in. Yeah. John Travolta about it. I heard you, Mo. Maybe you shouldn't be living here. He's very Irish in The World Is Not Enough as well. We all picked up on it. He's forgotten how Bond, James Bond. There's what was it? Isn't that what you said? It makes you feel alive. He's. I get a feeling that Pierce was asked to do one too many takes on a few of the takes. Yeah, Brosnan and Sophie Marceau are the best things in it. She's very good, Sophie Marceau, and it's. I was saying to my wife. My wife absolutely loves this stuff. I was saying about how, when I saw The World Is Not Enough back in 1999, I only had eyes for Denise Richards, obviously. And yet, watching it now, she looks like a child. I'm quite pleased that my kind of maturing libido. I was very much more interested in Sophie Marceau than I was Denise Richards rewatching it. She was very sexy. Anyway, sorry, my wife loved me talking about that. Yeah, by the way, if you don't remember, The World Is Not Enough is the one where Pierce Brosnan gets stuck in the wanking chair, in the Michael Hutchence, David Carradine chair, where she's got the big wheel, and Pierce Brosnan he's very good at it. He does it, I think, in almost every Bond film. He gets to do his choking acting. He's very good at it. He's very, very good. And she's all trying to get him to jizz off by throttling him. It's a strange film to watch with your kids, I'll tell you that. But yeah, anyway, Denise Richards got the blame for that film, and she absolutely does not deserve the blame for that film. What was interesting about it is the director is Michael Apted, who did the 7 Up documentary series, which is kind of the reason why I bought, because me and my wife have just watched 7 Up all the way from 1964 to present. And so bizarrely, The World Is Not Enough sort of falls within that oeuvre. So we were watching that. The reason why he was chosen was because Barbara Broccoli, he'd directed Gorillas in the Mist and a couple of, oh God, no, I can't remember, but it was a couple of other films about female protagonists. Films that are starring
a woman.
And so they thought, oh, he's the woman director. Apparently he was chosen because of his... The World Is Not Enough was supposed to be about women. So it was supposed to be about Sophie Marceau, the baddie, and Denise Richards, the goodie. Except they just... Anyway, and they got Michael Apted in because allegedly he was the woman director. You know, you could, of course, I mean, just think, you could have got a woman in to direct it, but that would have been... I mean, you know, that would have been madness. So yeah, he had this reputation as being really good with women, which if you've seen 7 Up, it's very much Michael, I was ready to walk out just then, Michael. I found your questions patronising, condescending. You didn't seem to show any interest at all in what any of us wanted to do. You were asking the boys what they're going to do for a job. You're only ever asking me about children and my husband. Michael, how many times have I wanted to pull out of this documentary because of your attitude? No, I'm sorry, Michael. No, I'm sorry. He gets bollocked so much in that documentary. To be fair, as it gets on, as the female subjects become, you know, become women who realise they don't have to be polite to this prick. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, he was. I mean, bless him. I do like his work, but he was not the best director to make a sort of feminist James Bond. Feminism is not a word that comes to mind when I think about that film. Anyway, ramble. A truly dreadful film. I was really trying to think of any bit like Tomorrow Never Dies, for instance. I will defend Tomorrow Never Dies. It's not a great film. It's not Goldeneye, but when you watch Tomorrow Never Dies, there's enough bits in it, and if you ever watch it, you'll probably go, "Oh, it's the bit. It's all right. I enjoyed that. It's got moments where you're like, okay, that was good. I like that." The world is not enough does not. The best bit of the film by far is right near the end when Sophie Marceau's all taunting Bond and says, "Oh, you wouldn't shoot me, you wouldn't shoot me, James. You'd miss me." And then he just straight up murders her and then goes, "I never miss." Quite like that bit. That's quite a good bit. And that's it. That's all the. Oh, and also don't forget, The World Is Not Enough is it introduces GB News' very own John Cleese as Q's replacement. Poor old Desmond Llewellyn as well. I don't know if he was killed before the film came out, but he was killed. It was like the 22nd of December 1999, and if you look at the World Is Not Enough, it had the working title, and I wish it had kept it, had the working title of Bond 2000, and Desmond Llewellyn, because he's Q and therefore technology, did all this promo about the new millennium, about all the exciting technology that was going to be in the new, and saying things like, "See you in the new millennium." Sorry, Des, no, you should have taken that corner a bit easier. But yes, The World Is Not Enough is also the last appearance of Q, which is when he just drops out of frame like he's being lowered into a grave. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, so yes, we watched that yesterday, and it is poor, and I do not recommend it at all. This morning, I'd watched the. Talking to a friend, I watched the 2CV sequence from the Roger Moore film For Your Eyes Only, which was the 5-minute sequence of them driving a 2CV down a mountain, only using, it was the French stunt driver, Gasquet, is it? They only used one 2CV, and it was absolutely thrilling, an absolutely thrilling bit of cinema. And anyway, little did we know that after World Is Not Enough would come Die Another Day. Poor old Pierce, eh? Poor old Pierce. One and a half decent Bond films. Mind you, what's Craig got? Craig's got 2.5 decent Bond films, isn't he? So, you know. People really hate the last Craig film, No Time to Die. I think it's all right. I quite like it. I've got no problem with it. Right, no, sorry. Anyway, so that was me droning on about James Bond for too long. Let's get on with the game. That's what you're here for. Maybe you shouldn't be living here. Okay. So my family are actually in bed at the moment, which is why I'm talking at a slightly subdued volume. I thought maybe, I'm going to knock off at 1 today rather than 2. Knock off an hour early, because it's bank holiday, innit? And I should probably show my face. And I thought we might pop on over to the Dream Factory maybe at 12. It might well be Valentine's Day, which means it might be Georgina, which means I've got to be careful because my wife's in. Okay. Cool, but we'll pop on over to the Dream Factory later on. So, where are we? Oh, yes. We had a very un-Friday Friday, didn't we? Emperor Zucolo. Emperor Zucolo. Let me tell you something about Emperor Zucolo. At the end of Friday, having successfully conquered Sicily, rebuked Roman revanchism in Sicily, which was always a cause very close to our heart, Emperor Zucolo practically rules Italy. We've got a couple of decisions we're going to want to make. We're going to want to unify Italy. So one of our objectives is to unify Italy. If the squabbling city-states and Mr. Garibaldi, if the squabbling city-states and barbarous realms of Italy are brought once again under imperial rule, the entire peninsula will regain its dignity and power. So in order to unite Italy, we're going to have to. We had to swallow up Sardinia, Venice. Actually, have we swallowed up? There it is. Sorry, Venice and the papacy. And given that it was Friday, and given that there seemed to be the war was going our way, we invaded the papacy, and wouldn't you know it, right at the end, Zucolo won the war. The Wayne's Christ Empire, which was up until a few years ago Catholic, Zucolo, having acquired power over his long life, he's 84 years old, having acquired enough religion and prestige over his entire life of being an emperor, had enough clout to found a new religion. Now, long-time fans of the channel will be familiar with what sort of religion this is going to be. It is the religion of the Democracy Manifest, armed pilgrimages. It costs us 20% less to declare a holy war. Pursuit of power. We have a casus belli against our neighbouring neighbours. We don't need to get the paperwork filed to start a war. We can just start a war with our neighbours whenever. And communion, the most important of all. There's our long-term budget sorted. Every time someone in our religion commits the sin of contentment, of loyalty, or lust, we should get some money. We allow concubines. This is a concubine-based religion for men and women. Divorce. You can marry your aunt if you want. We haven't tightened that law up. You know, we wanted to keep the aunt fuckers, the uncle fuckers on side. Same-sex relations, witchcraft, all groovy with us. We're down with that. Sky burials, we tend to prefer to get eaten by vultures rather than incinerated. And, of course, the teachings of Jesus. A happy Easter to you all. So the Democracy Manifest religion, which I think is the cross-hatched... Oh, there we go. Bright green. Which is quite annoying because so is Islam. Let me just change the colour then. Can I... maybe I can't change the colour of my faith on the map. You know what? I don't think I can. That's quite annoying. Never mind. So democracy, the religion of Democracy Manifest, and their head of faith and me have seized the Vatican, and not just seized the Vatican, seized the Catholic Pope's hat, which puts us in an interesting position, and I'm not quite sure how to proceed with this, because obviously, is the Pope hot or not? Are we going to just stick to, is the Catholic Pope hot or not? Because I'm the Pope now. Or do we do it that is the Pope hotter than me? Who's the hotter Pope? Maybe the legacy Pope or the Roman Pope. Well, we've got Pope Eugenius III. He's 36 at the moment, so he is. We've got a while to decide. I'm not quite sure where he's living. Where does he live at the moment? Is he just sort of sulking? Yeah, he's just sort of sulking in the mountains. Yeah, a Pope off maybe. So yeah, maybe we can. Yeah, maybe we can see if who's hotter, current Rome Pope or legacy Pope. Anyway, the legacy Pope is currently sulking in the hills. We will keep an eye on him. And yeah, here we are, 84 years old, the Pope of Rome, and that is where we pick up the story. So let's have a look then. Let's have a look. So we've got more domains. So it really is after the invasion, blimey. Okay, so let's have a look at our Christina's pox. Thanks a bunch, Christina. Smallpox on its way in. Okay, well, we won't isolate yet. Okay. So presumably we hold Rome now. Yep, there we go. We hold Rome. Can I move my capital to Rome? You cannot change your realm capital while at war. Oh, are we at war? Oh, we are at war. Who are we at war with? Oh, the Venetian claim on the county of Napoli. Okay, Napoli's... Oh, yes, of course. We had other wars erupting while we were invading the papacy. 3 different bunches of fuckers. The Maghrebi Orthodoxes, the Cisalpine Catholics, and the Venetians all attacked us while we were invading the papacy. Yes, we have to deal with those first. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's restore the accolades. Send the herald, restore the accolades. My powerful vassal, Co-Empress Gaither. Gaither. Now, this is something we really are going to have to look at. This is Gaither. She is currently our player heir. She's the next leader we'll be playing as. She is a drunk antagonist. She's in poor health. She's wrathful, ambitious and vengeful, and a drunk. She's probably not... I mean, she's not the sweet little girl she used to be when we first placed the flower crown atop her head. Also, she's very corrupt. She's currently skimming a loads of money out of our treasury. I'm only really letting her do it because... we had bigger fish to fry, but yeah, she is generally bad news. We'll keep her on side for now, but we should look into changing her. We've got Duchess Kriaki here, who's also sat on our council in the way. She is... Now, I could actually just make her more powerful. She's got a hook on us, and so we can't fire her. Anyway, that's what's going on with our council. We can usurp the Archbishopric of Latium. That requires money. That's fine. We can create the Kingdom of Sorbia. That requires money, but that's fine. My granddaughter Theodorada Wayne's Christ can marry. Right, I'll keep her on ice for the moment. We'll come back to her in a bit. We can ransom Grandmaster Pasquale. Pasquale, there you go, off you go. Oh, thank you very much. Good. Okay, right. You can imprison criminals, right? My court chaplain. I can imprison my court chaplain. Why would I want to do that? What's he done? He refused my regent. Okay, I can forgive him. I'll forgive him for disobeying my regent. Hang on, imprison? No. Pardon. There we go. Who else can I can imprison the Duchess? Yeah, she also. I'll pardon her. And Count Zuccolo II. Count Zuccolo II declared war against me. Right, well, we're not pardoning him. My grandson declared war on me. Thou shalt honour thy grandfather as if he were thy god. Okay, so we've got to deal with these wars. We've got too many domains. Now, I don't want to give away the Prince Archbishopric of Latium. Why don't I give the Principality of Calabria, and why don't I give this to Duchess Criarchy? Because she's competent, and I might as well make her important if she's going to be competent. Royal Court, what have we got here? The joys of wine. A little wine keeps the humans amused. Yeah. Okay, so we've still got to get rid of one of our domains. We've got to hold court. Oh man, this is always death. Let's not bore ourselves by going through the details. We can demand payments. Okay. Kingdom of Sorbia. Okay. Oh, actually, Kingdom of Sorbia, I can create that title. You do not have 250. Okay, fine. Right then. So we are at war. Let's finish off these wars nice and quickly, and then we can see what we're going to do when the dust settles. So the first unraised soldiers. Let's raise some soldiers. Let's raise them here. There we go. And we'll just head in and finish off these wars. Okay. His throne room looks... Well, just you wait. I'm that won't be his throne room for very long. We are moving throne rooms. I hear my new one's got a very large blank ceiling that would look lovely with a little bit of... maybe get some kids in, do some finger painting, you know, get some little handprints. I'll get my crayons. Sounds a bit like Blair Witch. Okay. Tell you something, it don't half disincentivise you looking for a new job when you read the news. I am thinking, is there really any point? Anyway, sorry. Keep it light. Ah. You're going to beat us, are you? Okay, right, fine. So the CPU says that if we attack the enemy on their territory, they'll beat us. But that's fine, because they're going to be stupid enough to move their troops into my territory. There they go. We'll let them do it, and now we'll attack them. Hang on. Now we'll attack them. And then we'll be fighting them in our hills on our territory. Well, now they're trying to flee into the sea, which is always a fantastic sign. Oh, good. And now they're going to pour their reinforcements into a hopeless battle. And we have wiped their artillery. me. Actually, no, they haven't wiped them out. They're on the retreat. But there we go. A battle fought on our terms, and that is a victory. Wonderful. Okay, enforced demands. Rebelling counties and vassals remain part of the realm. All rebelling vassals are imprisoned. Marvellous. I'm glad to hear it. Right, let's have a look at these vassals, shall we? Leader Boutros. Leader Boutros of the populist uprising. Wow, he is a tough sod. Leader Boutros, would you like to join? Oh, he's not going to join me. Oh, right. Well, so if I can't recruit him, I'll torture him.
But you've asked me to do it, so I'll do it.
Okay, and then I guess we'll burn him. Public execution. Have a public execution for the rebel. Off of his head. There we go. Let that be a lesson. Right, who's next? Captain Magnus Einarsson of the Ornament of Thor. One-legged. 19, prowess of 19, though. Do you want to join my group? No, you don't want to join my group. I'm going to have you burnt then. You're burnt. Right. Chrysagon Cabasilas. Hello. Do you do want to join my group? Well, that is fine, actually. You're not very useful, but I tell you what, because you've been so open-minded, recruit. No, I don't want to recruit you. You can. I'm sorry. What, you don't want to renounce your claims? You're not going to renounce your claims. Okay, if I let you go, you're just going to... You still say you've got a claim on the county of Malta. Okay, well, let's see how you feel about that in about a year's time. Beatrice, hello. You can go with a hook. Hello. You can be gone. Louis, who are you? No, you can go. That's fine, Louis. Honestly, Louis, I've got a little bit bored of... Oh, this guy's got syphilis. Get him... I think if you burn someone with syphilis, do they go pop, 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 all the little buboes? Halil. Hello, Halil. Lusty Halil, the wounded. He's worth a tenner, but no one wants to pay it. Oh, that's a shame. Well, I've got quite an annoyingly busy dungeon then. An empty dungeon's a happy dungeon. Maybe I'll be given the choice of getting them all impaled. Okay. We can create the Kingdom of Sorbia. No, we can't. We can usurp. No, we can't. Okay, fine. Let's repel this uprising. Yes. I see. So this lot are deciding to disembark just outside of our current capital. They've disembarked and are now on the rampage. For months, Torben, Pope Eugenius is Pope. All right, the legacy Pope has a claim on our territory, apparently. Right.
Right.
My concubine Cecil is bearing my child. It might be Cecile. Both my concubines are cut knights. Terry Jones has always had a way with words. Well, that first, yes. Having his way with me, he did. Like a rat out of an aqueduct. Okay. Lipburger. My concubine and food taster, Lipburger, burst into my room, fuming like a pot at boil. This is unacceptable. The way she... Rumatruda is such a sow. So Rumatruda is my empress. Now, Rumatruda... how did we meet? She was picking Zuccolo's pocket in a... He was just riding through a village. She was on the street. She picked his pocket. One thing led to another, and he married that 16-year-old girl. Nothing bad about it. Nothing funny. Try not to think about it. It was a different time. Anyway, turns out she's a pretty bloody great empress. Loyal and effective. Yeah. You know what? I'm not going to say anything about my darling wife. Lipburger, calm down and go and talk to her. Oh, there we go. Now my concubine and my wife have a blossoming friendship. Okay. Oops. Well, they really are. They are very powerful. That is a very powerful band of 2,000 soldiers. Their men at arms are really, really making a difference. Interesting. Yeah, we've only won that because of the sheer weight of numbers. I was going to get beaten by them 3-1. Luckily, my allies turned up, but no, well fought. Fair enough, Elaine the Griffin. Well fought. Oh, she's got a military rate. She's got a commander rating of 34. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. Right. Well, that's that lot done. We've just got one more bunch of rowdy rebels to deal with, and then we can get on with our other Popey business. Greetings, my impressive liege. Oh, Co-Empress Gaither. Oh, right. So Co-Empress Gaither, my regent, now just wants to take the county of Bastia for herself. She wants me to sign that off. No, I'm going to veto that one. I was letting her get away with... I was going to let her get away. I was letting her get away with whatever corrupt shit she's getting up to when we were fighting the Pope. Quite frankly...
But I ain't spending any time on it.
But now I've actually got some time, we're going to find out what she's been up to. Anyway, with the babe cradled in her arms, Cecile looks up at me, head held high, and says, "My love, let us name him Zuccolo after you." And do you know what I say? No. We've got a better name than that. We should call it My Beautiful Bonny Son. We should call them Standard Friday. Standard issue Friday. There we go. Much better, a much better name. Hello, Cholera. I hope you are very, very well today. I hope you've had a I hope you've had a nice Easter. I'm still feeling sick from eggs, and I have plenty more. Scurvy. Yeah, we do need an orange. Being raided. Oh, well, never mind. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure how we appear to have some Wayne's Christ Duchess Gertrudis of Lausitz. Wayne's Christ. This is surely this is some sort of marriage that's resulted in cool. So we got a little bit of Germany, is it? Marvellous. Okay. Interesting. They're being raided. I'm sure they can defend themselves. The Venetian claim on the county of Napoli. You have no claim on the county of Napoli. Have you got any kids? No, you don't. Greetings, my impressive liege. Yeah, your wisdom and mercy are legendary. Well, I wouldn't count on it. Will I ever try a more central or northern European nation? Well, yeah, we're going to expand. In terms of starting off, I didn't have any intention of becoming Italy. We were Kazakhstan. We started off in Kazakhstan, didn't we? And headed west and sort of settled in Italy. But I was thinking, what is the goal here? The goal is European domination, isn't it? I think struggles against the unholy Roman Empire aside, we'll see where we land with the Holy Romans, but domination of Europe does feel like the natural progression. Well, yeah, the unended adventurous start. It's a challenge, isn't it? Starting off with one person and two friends and ending up as Pope. It's a very, very satisfying. It's a very, very satisfying curve. My levels are a bit loud. It looks like I'm peaking a lot. I might just turn my voice down a little bit. Blah. Okay, that's peaking a bit less. Fine. Okay, so that's that one. My mercy is legendary. Yeah. Okay. Let's not count on that. So yes, we're now heading up here. The populist uprising. Okay, Nigel. And then after this brief bit of violence, we've got a lot of money, we've got a lot of usurping, we've got a lot of building, we've got a lot of ransoming. Let's get the admin done straight after this. The Battle of Trent. Could afford me, but okay. 100%. All right, rebelling counties and vassals remain part of the realm. Enforced demands. Okay, right. First things first, let's have a look at our prison. Leader Bertoldo of the populist uprising. He's a half-decent knight. Can I recruit him? I can't recruit him. Well, if I can't recruit him, I'll just have to burn him. Consider him burnt. Right. Berengario Ariosti. Hello. Can we recruit you? Are you a recruitable entity? Are you worth any money? Recruit. Yeah. He won't convert to my religion, but he will get a hook. Okay. Arduino. You don't look very useful at all. Are you worth any money? ransom. He's not worth any money at all. Then I'm afraid we are trying to clear these cells out at the moment. We're about to move to Rome, and I really don't want to bring any prisoners with me. So, if you could just step outside with Bert and Ernie here. Bring the matches. Yeah, we're just cleaning up. We're just cleaning up. We won't ever see him again. Right, Berengario, 24. Yeah, you. Oh yes, we've already. Didn't we already burn you? Or did we employ you? What have we done with you, Berengario? We've employed you. Okay. Right. Chrysagon, which sounds like a defunct cleaning fluid from the 90s. You... oh yes, you won't renounce your claims, will you? That's right. That's right, you won't renounce your claims. Would a bit of torture, and I'm sorry about this, that'd be you getting tortured. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't pleasant. Now will you renounce your claims? No, she still won't renounce her claims. Do you know what I would do in your position, Chrysagon? I'd renounce my claims. That's what I'd have done. Silly, 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 silly. Now, Louis, I don't want to hear any more silly behaviour from you. Are you worth any money? No. Are you any use to me? No. Begging, begging, begging. You know. To be honest with you, Louis, it's easier for me just to sign this bit of paper than to go to the hassle of looking out for you. And hello, are you worth any money? Been in prison for 4 years. But the problem is, Halil, you're the only one left in this dungeon, and my mother used to say, an empty dungeon is a happy dungeon. Speaking of money, what do you think of the English quid getting a new show of art for your banknotes? It's confected. What do I think? I think it's made up confected bollocks. The banknotes change all the time. They change every 10 years, and they always have. You know, they have had economists, authors, composers on the banknotes, and they've all come and gone. Churchill was put. I know it was a Tory government that put Churchill on. I think it was one of the. I think it was put on because it was one of the 70th anniversary or something. The banknotes get refreshed anyway, and they always get refreshed with a new design. But because the previous government because the previous government put Churchill on, that's now supposed to be, he's going to have to stay on there forever now. You can't, now you've done it once, we're going to need new Churchill notes forever and ever and ever. Let's get a new picture of Churchill. We all agree that he's one of many, many, many historically significant British historical figures who would belong on a banknote. Elgar, Jane Austen, Florence Nightingale, Isaac Newton have all been on banknotes and are equally. I mean, I'm not a fan of Jane Austen as it happens, but she's shifted a lot of units. So they've all come and gone. So who cares? He was one of our best drunken racists. He's definitely he is easily my favourite historical drunken racist. To win the Second World War while that pissed, hats off. You got to hand it to him. Hats off to him. But it's confected, and the idea of being angry at an otter, being angry that you. I mean, for one. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, here he is. There we go. Look at this. I've got a prop. Yeah, there we go. I mean, what it is as well, this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, who's even using these? But it's a £5. Like, it's not even this. Is like, I know the Americans have sort of fetishized their $1 bill. It's just a £5 note. You know, this is what you use to buy bog roll with. You know, this isn't some kind of. You know, it's not a holy relic. It is plastic now rather than paper, but you know, this isn't some sort of sacred British relic. It's cash. You know, it's not important, and it's also obsolete. And the idea of getting angry that this is going to be replaced by a picture of an otter or a sycamore tree, the idea of getting angry about that, or outraged in any
Look after Mr.
real
Bond.
non-performative way is
See
nonsense.
that some harm comes to him.
So it does not matter. It does not matter. You know. And as I say, they get refreshed every 10 years. I mean, you know, it's out of date anyway. You know, I've not seen. I still haven't seen a King Chaz. I don't think I've seen a King Chaz. No, anyway. But then again, who's got money? Anyway, the answer is cholera. I don't care, and it doesn't matter. And whoever it is, Churchill or whatever, you get 10 years on a banknote, and then they pick someone else. And as you say, it's a new monarchy. You know, we need to put King Chaz on him anyway, which I'd say is much more of a. You know, if you're talking about refreshing the banknotes, at least get a head of state who's alive on it for the moment. Maybe you should just have some sausages, some sort of British sausages to commemorate his hands. You know, I mean, what it is. I mean, obviously, this country's got a complicated relationship with Winston Churchill because both things are true. That he was a drunk racist who made astonishingly terrible decisions and in peacetime, and was directly responsible, not least for war crimes and the gassing of the Kurds, I think, but certainly signed off on war crimes. And also, he won the Second World War while drunk. Both those things are true, and it's a complicated. Look, he was. I mean, in terms of you got to give him 10 out of 10 for winning the Second World War against the odds. But people don't have to be good people to have achieved great things, and. You know, he deserves a statue, but he doesn't deserve universal, uncritical worship. And I'll be honest, you know, he was a clever guy. He was a clever fella, and I would doubt that he would want to be hero worshipped either. It seems to me like he was a very practical, every 19th century politician. He was a very practical, down to earth, blunt human being, and I'm sure he couldn't really be asked with people saying we're not worthy at him, you know. So, you know, it's as far as his reputation goes, I don't think you could in any way say that there was anyone better placed at that point in time to have you know, having had the Second World War catastrophically handled to start with. I don't think there's anyone else at that point in that place of time who would have been a better pick to lead Britain in the Second World War than the drunk racist. So, you know, he is a drunk racist, but he's the best qualified for the job. It's, you know, it's nuanced. But anyway, you think he'd been fine with the adulation? Oh, probably. But, you know, as I say, you've got to hand it to him. Don't know, but people don't want to think, do that. I mean, we've got this problem in this country where, again, with the performative outrage, obviously we've got the National Trust, we've got loads and loads and loads of stately homes and houses in this country, and obviously many of them were built with proceeds from the slave trade. again, this country's got a bit of a complicated history of the slave trade, because we never had slaves here. There were never any slaves in Britain. We didn't have that here because we didn't. The British people, well, the Normans outlawed it actually for a start. William the Conqueror outlawed slavery, but we certainly had plenty of slaves in the colonies, and Britain certainly profited enormously from slavery. Look at Tate and Lyle. There's a reason why we're Britain was a world leader in the sugar trade. The sugar trade is pretty much as horrific as you can get. So we've got a lot of wealth. We've got a lot of very nice houses in this country built with the proceeds of slavery. And when you're going around these houses, what they've done is they've put signs up, words, text on sticks that say the founder of this house, Sir William Bastard, 1785 to 1814, made a shitload of money from his Jamaican sugar plantation and built this house. And what we've now got in this country, we've got a performative right-wing core of nutters who are trying to infiltrate the National Trust and take down all the signs that say, by the way, this house was built by slaves. They're literally trying to, and what it is, these houses are still entirely, the only thing that's changed is they've put a sign up with words on it that state the truth. And yet there's this sort of concerted campaign to get rid of that people hate our history. They're trying to, these leftist wokists are trying to take our history away. No, it's more history. It's more facts on top of the facts. Yeah, the National Trust aren't saying don't come to this house, it was built by slaves. They want you to come to their house, but it's worth bearing in mind. Anyway, so any of these kind of confected outrages, I just think about the fact that across Europe, every country across Europe right now has the same brand of flag shaggery of people patriots being encouraged to hoist their national flags up on lampposts and in their gardens. That suddenly all around Europe in the last couple of years, people have just suddenly really decided, let's just I'm going to go down B&Q and get a flagpole for my garden and get a flag. All these people spontaneously deciding to do that. It's being played. Anyway, that's what I think. Sorry, you got me on a slightly low quality. Highly recommend David Olusoga's Empire TV program. Well, this is the thing as well. It's interesting. Where you look at. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to look at the aristocracy of the 19th century and say, "Oh, where did they get their money from?" I mean, that's not that's a perfectly valid question to ask. What's the answer to that then? Oh, well, through hard work and gumption. You need to know. It's like the deleting history about its black servicemen. Oh, NASA! I mean, right now NASA deleting the copy on their website about the Artemis 2 mission being staffed by the first person of colour, the first woman, and the first Canadian to go that high, to reach that altitude. They've deleted all of that just in case it upsets Whitey. British using Jamaican slave. It does make you think whether Americans weren't more into it. The slave trade I don't know very much about because the subject is really horrible. Certainly the British are guilty of historical hypocrisy, because although we, inverted commas, and inverted commas, the slave trade, I say that applied only in very specific situations, and by the time the British pulled out of transporting slaves. It had become, at that point, it wasn't it was not economically as prosperous as it used to be. Which obviously giving William Wilberforce credit, I don't doubt that humanity, basic Christian humanity, was the driving part of it, but the fact that the slave trade wasn't as profitable as it used to be certainly helped. And I think the British, there is a problem with celebrating the end of slavery is not appropriate, is it? Or patting yourself on the back for no longer enslaving people is, I'd just be quiet about it. If I was them, I'd be quiet about it and ask the National Trust never to mention it again. Anyway, sorry, that was a long rambling answer to that. But yeah, the answer is any of these kind of nationalistic outrage, they're trying to ban ... stuff. It's we bought the slave owners out and only finished paying off that loan in 2015. Well, I mean, we had in this country, was it pre-pandemic in Bristol? Is it Edward Colston, who was he built loads of Bristols named after him. There was a statue to him in Bristol High Street, and amongst other things, he was a slave trader, or rather, was it plantations? Anyway, bad bastard. A load of students about 5 or 6 years ago wrenched his statue off its plinth, sprayed the word prick on it, rolled it down the street and kicked it into the sea. It was marvellous, and this country lost its fucking mind over it. You had like the far right. It's a big, like, it's a proper solid statue. You had like the far right turning up with sticks the next day to try and fish him out of the river. We had British patriots across the land going into town centres to guard the statues of slave traders, drinking Stella to make sure that no leftist woke cucks came to take away their statues. The country lost its mind because a load of students tore down a statue to a slave trader and kicked him into the sea. And what happened to that statue in the end? It was fantastic. They fished the statue out of the sea and stuck him in a museum. And he's now lying on his back in the museum with the full context of his life far better explained than it was when he was in the middle of the town as a hero. His achievements and his, shall we say, controversies are now fully laid out. And the statue has now become a historical relic. It's now becoming a historical icon, and there's all this context. That's a good thing, isn't it? They've been trying to get it removed officially for decades, so it's fine. But I mean, that's also the thing. I mean, I would say, the argument, oh, well, you're just deleting history by getting rid of statues. Well, no, you're not. It's in a museum in its full context. The question is whether or not you want, should we have statues of slave traders? I mean, this is the thing. You walk down Whitehall, there's so many statues of. Is it Clive of India? I mean, we've got statues of various viceroys and generals who invaded India. We've got them up on plimps, up on horses. Very few people, certainly not me, can even name them. But you look at them and it says, India 1840 to 1870. Oh, okay, fine, I get it. There's probably an argument to ditch those, but who cares? Who cares? Anyway, sorry. That's how I feel. But yeah, anyway, anyone getting upset about something like this really needs to, have another look at their priorities. It's my opinion. Good, right. Yeah, I've just been torturing and executing prisoners, haven't I? So talking about historical context. Oh, found a holy order. Good. I'll have one of those. They're good for hitting. Okay. Invitation to a hunt. No, I'm an 85-year-old pope. I'm not going to go hunting. Ranger betrothal. King Sexred wants to marry little Princess Terry Gilliam. Well, you know what? I'm going to decline, but I'm going to offer you a counter offer. Would you like to marry little... Was it Terry Gilliam? Yeah, would you like to marry Terry Gilliam matrilineally? No. No, he would not. All right, we'll sod you then. Matrilineal or bust. Okay. We can station a men-at-arms regiment. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, okay, they're all raised, so we want to disband everything. Okay. Yeah, okay, fine. I mean, what it is about Churchill, obviously what people kind of, they do, you know, it is mentioned, but he was a joke for, he was out. He'd already had his political career, and he was, after fucking up on in a number of ways, he was finished. He was a spent political force. He was carping from the back benches. He was not revered as a great. He was a heavyweight politician, but he was not revered as a great man at the time. And I would say that's better, isn't it? It's better to be a deeply flawed person who's made terrible choices and has terrible opinions. It's more inspiring to be that sort of person and still be the right person at the right time. You know, the fact that Churchill was such a terrible peacetime prime minister, he lost. He managed to lose. He managed to lose the election that they had literally after he'd won the Second World War. He managed to lose that, and then when he became prime minister again, he was absolutely dog shit at it. I find it more interesting that he was someone built for a specific purpose. That he wasn't an all-round. He wasn't an all-round. Like you can imagine Barack Obama being, you know, give him any job, he's probably going to do it competently. I think it's more interesting that Churchill, the racist drunk, just happened to be have the characteristics that made him the right person at that time, but at no other time. I find that more interesting than just worshipping him as, you know, as a great man. Anyway, sorry, it's an interesting British madness. Um, for Americans, substitute Ronald Reagan, I guess. Okay, you can usurp the Prince Archbishopric of Latium. Can I? Okay. Requires money. Do you think museums should be subsidised further? Hi, da, 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 da. Yeah, I think museums should be free. I think they should be paid for out of taxation because museums are a. Actually, you could ask Winston Churchill about this. He had some opinions. Churchill, what's that one about? During the war, keeping the art galleries and museums open. He said, "What are we even fight?" Something along the lines of, "What are we even fighting for if we're going to close the museums?" So, yeah, there you go. There's one. No, these should be paid out of general taxation. The art and culture of a country belongs to the country, and so the country, you know, it's not that expensive compared to a You know, compared to an aircraft carrier, how many museums can you fund for the price of an aircraft carrier, etc., etc.? So no, I think the nation should own its culture, and maintain it. That said, the British Museum's a fucking disgrace. I took a foreigner. I've taken a foreigner to the British Museum before. She could not believe the plunder. She was absolutely horrified. She's like, this is just everything here is stolen. I'm like, "Yeah, it certainly is. It's this for me in the British Museum. It's the Sphinx that's had its head chopped off. It's the head of a Sphinx, where a British person just saw it in the desert. Went, okay, well, I can't take the whole thing back with me. Chop the head off. We'll take that. And out there in Egypt, there's a headless Sphinx. And its head has been sitting in London for 300 years. That stuff is inexcusable, honestly. Fuck's sake, give it back. Obviously, I get why they don't want to. I don't get why. I get why the British, the arguments that the British Museum have of, well, we're looking after it. We're looking after it, and people can see it. I mean, it's all true, but it's not right, is it? It's not right to go to someone's country, decapitate their monuments, and then just take it back with you. But again, that's something else. That's another confected right wing scan. We're keeping our Elgin marbles. I don't know. I remember going to Pompeii, and so much stuff that was found in Pompeii isn't in Pompeii anymore. There's so many signs that say, oh, this is in that museum, this is in that museum, this is in that museum, and all these relics have been removed from Pompeii and then distributed around the world. And I always find it a bit of a shame that these things have been resting there for 2,000 years and then all of a sudden they're separated. I don't know. Anyway, I'm no historian. But I do think museums should be free, yes, because culture, access to culture, collective culture, which has probably almost certainly been paid for by the taxpayer anyway, should be accessible to the taxpayers who are paying them. So I don't know about tourist tax though. What it is whenever I pay tourist tax abroad, you just shrug and go, oh, all right, and we pay tourist tax in Pisa, we pay tourist tax in Japan. It's like, don't know. So maybe that's a thing. I don't know. Again, it doesn't feel like the most pressing issue. But again, you're right. There's a lot of thing. Oh, why should we be paying for our museum? Why don't we make the foreigners pay? I don't know. Maybe we want people to have a nice time when they come and visit. Maybe by having foreigners come to your country and have a nice time, maybe they'll come back again and spend more money. Anyway, sorry. Where were we? Family members can get married. Oh, how lovely! My daughter Terry Jones can get married now. Gaelic now. Can she get married to anyone decent? Swedish? No, I'd say that was a yes. So I was going to put this to a vote, but you can sod off. Terry Jones can get married to Sarmund, son of King Sturla III of Lithuania, matrilineally, and we'll get ourselves 8,000 troops as part of that alliance. We'll go for that. And who's this? Princess Vauxhall Corsica, 56 years old. You know what? I mean, do you want to get married? You don't have to. Hey, look, this guy's all right. He's 59. He's lusty. He's strong and lusty. There you go. You have him. Okay. Now, you accept my marriage proposal. Now, You accept my betrothal proposition. Okay. Now, firstly, let's move our capital. Let's move into Rome. Here we go. Move realm capital to here. Make Rome the new realm capital. Move. There we go. So the capital of Wayne's Christ is now Rome. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at our new throne room, shall we? There we go. There. Ooh. He's brought the pelts with him. Oh, it's so embarrassing. Okay, so this is our new throne room, the Pope's throne room. Let's. All right, can we get these bloody pelts off the wall? No, we can't. Oh my God, they're so disgusting. So we're on full grandeur. We don't need to speak Chinese. We're ranked second in the world, only after the. I do like how hairy his legs are. Oh, my golden hermit. Oh, she's not showing much sign of hermitude there, is she? She's come out of her shell. Anyway, okay, good. Oh, yes, what was I doing? So we've moved to Rome. I need to give away... No, I don't need to give anything away, actually. Let's... Yeah, we need 250k. Yeah, okay, fine. We just need a bit more money. And we can start usurping. ABU. Always be usurping. Okay, so Pope Zuccolo, 85 years old, has achieved everything he could possibly have wanted to achieve with his life. We are witnessing a living legend here. Now, co-monarch leveraging her position, right, the co-monarch needs to be sorted out. The Kingdom of Sicily, right, first and foremost, let's add democracy to Sicily.
Look, I'm under what? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
It certainly is. So, Sicily is now a democracy. Now let's warp this democracy to our... Okay. So, designate an heir. Who's got... Terry Jones. Let's sort by sum of all skills, shall we? Princess of Vauxhall Corsica, 56. She's quite good, although she is an elusive shadow. Prince Dead the Gracious. Now, wasn't he one of the strong candidates? What is Dead Heir? He is a... What, he's a wanderer? What the hell is he? Not sure about him. He's a possibility then, even though he's got a weird profession. Princess Terry Jones, my daughter. Now, she looks like she could be interesting. She's generous, forgiving and ambitious, and very, very diplomatic, and currently unlanded and betrothed to a 3-year-old. Terry Jones. Epic Idol is chaste. That's never a good sign. He's betrothed to an ill 4-year-old baby. Okay. A quarrelling baby. Oh dear. He's just an impatient. So Epic Idol might not be bad. Princess Terry Gilliam, 12. The problem with 12, it's starting to get a little bit too young, isn't it? So I guess there's Dead Heir the Gracious, 44, one-legged. You know what? I think Terry Jones could very well be the obvious candidate. 17 years old, generous, forgiving, and ambitious. Yeah. Terry Jones, you are my preferred. So, let's get Gaither unnominated. Let's look at the Kingdom of Croatia. Okay. I'm going to change my vote. RIP, you have a co-ruler. Let's have a look. Let's get Princess Terry Jones. Now, this could be interesting. Let's switch all the votes for Terry Jones and see where we land. Okay, so that's okay. Kingdom of Sicily. Terry Jones. Okay, Kingdom of Croatia. Terry Jones. Kingdom of Sardinia. Hello, Steelwinger. Kingdom of Sardinia. Terry Jones. Okay. The Democratic Manifest Papacy. One sec. Okay, so your designated area is your co-ruler. Now, can I sack her as co-ruler? Have I done it? Is it permanent? Once they're a co-ruler, is it permanent? Or I think you have to imprison them. Well, okay, fine. We are hard to get rid of. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done it. Well, what we do have with Zuccolo, we've got 1 year. We know that he's going to have a 1 year before we get a 1 year warning before he dies. Assuming he's not killed, so let's keep him out of trouble. But he will have a 1 year warning if he dies, so we can always swing back to Gaither if we have to. But okay, let's leverage our piety. We don't actually need much piety, do we? Because we are already pretty damn pious. So we need to imprison her, which means that we need to spy on her. So let's send Duchess Nada. Have you found anything? Nada. Let's send her to find secrets in Gaither's court. If Gaither's as drunk a harpy as she appears to be, greetings, my impressive liege. When I try to be a good manifestarian, I still stumble from time to time. I wish to donate this sum of gold to the church. Yes, I accept your gold. Okay, so apparently she's sinned. That's a good sign. She's already paying me for her sins. Right, let's create the Kingdom of Sorbia. Let's add a succession law to the Kingdom of Sorbia. And let's vote for Terry Jones to be Queen of Sorbia. Okay. The mic is distorting. Okay. Thank you very, very much. Let me just check. I think I know what might have happened. I'm just going to monitor my mic. Apologies for this. It's going to be a bit weird. Hello. Oh, you're right. Thank you for letting me know. Hello. 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 Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Hello. Hello. Test. A little bit less. Test. Hello. Bit better. A little bit better. God, is that what I sound like? Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. As I said, I don't monitor my own voice because it's on a slight delay and does my nutting. My concubine Cecile is once again absent from our chamber as night falls. Oh, this is obviously due to us being a manifestarian religion. He is allowed. This is a sexy pope. I will investigate this myself. No. I think at your age, mate, it's better you don't know. It should surprise no one that Graham Chapman has come far in his studies of the management of the realm. Hello, Graham Chapman. Do we have to get you shacked up as well, or are you already... Wow, Kaiser Oliver, the greatest of Scandinavia. We can get into an alliance with him. Okay. Sounds good to me. Now. We still need another 250 quid to usurp. My spy master has come to me with grave news. While we do not yet know who, someone is plotting to kill me. Someone's plotting to murder the Pope. Ah, here we go. Greetings, my impressive liege. I have a small matter for your final approval. Right, what's this? Ah, she's trying to steal the county of Salerno off Duchess Amelberger. I am not going to allow you to do that. I veto that. You, my co-ruler, appear to be committing some light crimes. If she can do something that we can lock her up for, that would be good. You might very well die before we do. He's ambitious, yeah. What I'm hoping is that she's also not very careful with her depravities. I'd say if we have to, we can always swing support back to her if we're desperate. But, yeah. Drinking binge. This character's been hitting the bottle harder than normal. Oh, my court poet position was vacated. Okay. Oh, and my marshal's dead. The guy I literally just put in charge there. Is there anyone better qualified to be a marshal? Oh! Oh, I can assign my family to be the court chaplain. That is a good way of dealing with powerful vassals, and that means I can get the fighty bishop Savary de Foix, and his martial rating of 23 can be my marshal. Fantastic. He can only move diagonally, but he is one tough bastard. Okay, good. Okay, co-empress. So 250 quid is needed for us to usurp our duchy. So let's carry on saving for that. I'm probably going to go to the Dream Factory in about half an hour. I'm looking to wrap up at about 1 o'clock today as a little Easter Monday treat to myself. But yes, I think we'll go, and it might well be Valentine's Day in the Dream Factory. Despite our best efforts, you don't think... Oh, I would not be so certain. Keep it up. Okay, I really do need Gaither to... Now, can I bounce her into a crime? Can I sort of demand that she does something and then lock her up for not doing it? Can I stitch her up somehow? Can't retract, can't revoke. Cannot take overt hostile actions against your diarch. It's the problem, isn't it? Have I lost a... I've lost Anselberger Jesus' Mercy. One of my concubines has died and we haven't got a replacement. He's already a grumpy pope. That's not going to help. Not going to help. Oh, all of his brothers and sisters have died. He's the last one standing. That is quite a big family, isn't it? That's your matrilineal marriages for you. There's a lot of Waynes about. Okay, can we usurp yet? Come on, usurp me. Ah, praise St. Brigid. Litzberger, again, has given birth to a perfect little son. What will you be called, my child? Lance Corporal Boiled Egg, I would imagine. Lance Corporal Boiled Egg. There we go. Usurp this from the legacy pope. Lovely stuff. Good. Now that's all official. Co-monarch leveraging her position again. A random... Oh, my God. She's really just enriching herself. She's still swindling my... She's a freaking disaster. I take it I can't have her murdered, can I? No, because she's my daughter. You're not allowed to murder your children in this game, which... Well, it's historically inaccurate. Yeah.
Should never have put me with that woman.
That woman, yeah.
Whose idea was that?
Gaither.
That's Sue, I think.
I don't know. I didn't say.
It's just ridiculous.
Never put me with that woman. King Litbrand the Depraved wants a council position. All right. What are you good at? Oh, you're actually quite a fighty man. Okay.
Fiction is good.
Good. There you go. King Litbrand the Depraved. Now, Queen Beatrice of Italy. Who's she? Queen Beatrice of Italy, my great-granddaughter. Never heard of her. She is the daughter of Baron Legally Legume. Queen of Italy. Oh, kind of a big deal then, aren't you? What are you then? Do you want to be... what are you good at? Not a huge amount. You might have to wait. Duchess Kriaki is unfireable. Oh, Rumour Truder, you've been so brave and so strong. Words cannot describe my love for you. Now we have two perfect little children. What's this? Oh, you got a boy and a girl. What should we call the lady? Should we call her Georgina? And the boy can be Noel Ernest Edmonds. There we go. Should we make him look like a little Noel? Hang on, here we go. Let's go for hair. Gonna need a. That's not bad actually. That's not bad. He's a bit young for the beard. Make him a little warrior maybe. Yeah, there we go. That'll do. Noel Ernest Edmonds. May he grow strong. Oh, name ends in a space. Make it. Ooh, punctuation. There you go. Betrothed can marry. All right. King Berin of Italy. Oh, he's the king because he's married to the queen. My seneschal court position was vacated by King Berin, who suddenly got more important things to be doing. Okay. Now. Maybe I could do what I do in Total War. Start a war, put her in charge of the army and get her to run face first into the enemy. Get her killed in battle somehow. Well, we're not allied of England, are we? That's a good point. I don't want to be allied of England. No, we're not. And we could seize the Jura Duchy, the Arcanate of Sardinia. Their military strength is vastly inferior to ours. Mr. Patton?
Mr. Patton, what do you think of the idea of a war now?
I'm just canvassing.
I'll take that as a yes.
Oh, okay. So is there any reason why we can't? No. Okay, so... Well, while we're here then, let's declare a little war on England. Crusade for the kingdom. We'll hold off on these crusades at the moment. They are tempting. But let's just get the Arcanate of Sardinia into our papal portfolio.
That's it, Chris. It's war. War has broken out. This is a war.
That's it. Yes, it's war.
All right. Well, okay, so let's raise our armies on Corsica. There they are. Have we got any allies that we can call? We can call our house member Tourmarché the Incompetent. We can call Kaiser of Scandinavia and his 10,000... Oh, he won't accept. Oh, is this because he's a conqueror? It's because he's a conqueror. Okay. What about King Sturla, the One Eye of Lithuania? He'll join in. He's got 7,000 troops. Okay, we'll ask him to join us. And I'll see if there's a way of getting Gaither in charge of an army and then getting her killed. Let's try that old strategy. Okay. Anyway, I'm hoping that England are in no position to... Oh, yeah, they're currently fighting. Oh, well, they're fighting Scandinavia and a sultanate at the moment. So Sardinia is just another problem in their inbox. Fine. King Edbald's coronation. What's it? Oh, what? The King of England, who I'm currently attacking. No, you know what? You know what? I'm all right. Come on, you've got to find some dirt on her. Something I can imprison her for. Anything, please. Now. What if I was to do this? What if I was to get 6, there you go, 306 troops. Can I put her in charge? No. She's commanding another army. Right, what army? Let's have a look. Where is she? She's not there. 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 There she is. Oh, an army of 1. She's put herself into an army of 1. Okay. Well, Gaither, why don't you go and invade Dover? Why don't you, Gaither? That's it. We're fine here. That's right. You take this very, 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 very long, treacherous sea journey. Yeah, you go on a nice, long 11th century voyage to Dover. Actually, where is there some plague? I could send her somewhere where there's some plague, maybe. But anyway, you go to Dover. You see how you get on with that invasion. Let me know how that goes. We'll be just fine here. Okay, good. So let's see if this works. This isn't usually a strategy I use, but slightly desperate. Okay, challenge to a board game. Well, it doesn't feel important right now, but okay. Oh. Well, I'm glad I did that. That's probably taken a few years off my life. Okay. Greetings, my impressive liege. I have a small matter. Right, you want to just take more wealth from yourself from my vassals? No, I'm vetoing that. And by the way, why are you not in the sea yet? Could you please? We really do need Dover invaded. If you could just get into the sea, that would be great. It really is the best way you could be helping us right now. All right, bye. Bon voyage. Right, she's off. Make sure some harm comes to her. No sign of the English yet, but then they don't know that Gaither's on her way to Dover to spearhead the invasion. Off she goes. Is she on that ship just by herself? Is she doing the oars and the sailing and the steering? I'd like to think so. How's she doing? Oh, she's got quite far. Just going past Spain. We follow her progress. My Emperor, you are currently in possession of something someplace that should be mine. My wary grandson, Count saw a ghost. Count saw a ghost, the sterile and disfigured. How disfigured? Let's have a look at you, Sunshine. Take it off. I mean, you know. I was expecting worse. What does he want? He wants the county of Benevento. Insisting that I grant him the county of Benevento. No. Mine. Okay, how's she doing? She's nearly there. How are we doing? I hope this war doesn't end before she gets a chance to be a hero. Sunigilda the Incompetent has died. Irreplaceable. Can lawfully imprison my grandson, Count Zuccolo II. Oh, right, because he declared war on me. Oh. Well, yeah, imprison him for that. I forgot that was an option. But did we not imprison him? As per my orders, Count Zuccolo is to be confined to his home. Well, good. You declared war on me, you sod. You can ruddy well give me that back. Thank you. Yes, you've got no choice. You're quite lucky. Are you worth any money? You're not worth any money. My prisoner and grandson. Oh, get out of my sight. Get out of my sight. Okay, so now I've got this. Oh, Benevento. Oh, yeah, my son did want that, didn't he? Oh, maybe he can have it then. Do you want Benevento, Sunshine? Where were you? Who was the one who wanted it again? I can't remember it was who wanted it. Was it, Oh, sod it. I'll give it to Michael Palin. There you go. They can fight over it. Can't be expected to tell my grandchildren apart. Okay, so here she comes. Here comes Gaither's one-woman invasion of Dover. Is it me, or is this looking quite plaguey? Or is it just fog of war? I think it's probably that. Okay. Let's get building. Is she there yet? Oh, there she is. Actually, maybe you should get really deep into the enemy territory. That's it. Yeah, just turn up at the capital. Besiege that capital. You can do it. I believe in you. Give it your best shot. Okay, well, so while she's doing that, you've yet to find any secrets. How's our religion going? Well, if by well you mean are we sat wearing the Pope's hat in the Vatican, declared ourselves the new world Pope pretty well. In fact, look, Democracy Manifest is spreading nicely. We will, you know, we've got a mountain to climb, but I'm pretty sure with our seized possessions and our seized crown, it should hopefully go nice and quick. But we are trying to kill Australian mould, yeah. I am trying to kill my heir, however, because she is hopeless. And I don't want her to take over. And unfortunately, despite being useless and drunk, she also appears to be legally squeaky clean. So I'm not able to imprison her. Anyway, okay. I High King's coronation. Honestly, I'm far too old to be travelling anywhere. We can extort the subjects. Let's extort our subjects. I can hold a mystical communion. Let's hold a mystical communion. Okay. We've got a whole ton of money. So let's be building. Windmills. Oh. Why am I not able to construct windmills? We don't have the windmill innovation. Oh, right. Well, that'll affect that, won't it? All right. Well, let's do hunting grounds instead then. Can I build a trade port? Watermills? No. Can we dismantle the papacy now? I'll have a look. I'll have a look. I mean, I don't really want to dismantle it. I just want to own it. I want to run that papacy. It's my papacy now. Let's have a look. Let me just finish this. Murex fisheries. Okay, I guess that's important as well. Upgrade that trade port. There we go. Right, that's our architecture done. Dismantle the papacy. Dismantle the papacy. Pope Eugenius is not landed. There we go. We can dismantle the papacy when we completely control the region of Italia. So, yet again. Oh. There we go. Yes, so once we rule all of Italia, then we can dismantle the papacy. Can't see me? Really? You see me now? Hello? I can see me. Cool. Hello. Oh, we should go and see Noel Edmonds soon. We should pop over. So, how's she doing? No one's... good. No one's attacking her. Why is no one trying to murder my heir? She's right there. Look, she's by herself. She's literally outside the gates of the enemy. You could just go out there and grab her right now. Just... oh. Maybe I'd be better off just sort of sailing her back and forth, waiting for a shipwreck. Oh, and now she's trying to swindle more counties. I was hoping if I veto her enough, she'll be stupid enough to commit a crime out of spite. She seems to be running on the don't ask, don't get policy. Okay. So what is Italia then? Is it just Venice and this nook here that we need? Right, now we've got a problem. Okay, all right. It's looking horribly like Gaither may be our next monarch. I can feel it in my very bones. Death will come for me soon. Like an old friend, he is patiently waiting to receive me. I will be dead within a year. Oh, Zuccolo, you have been marvellous. You should get your affairs in order. Yes, we should. Okay. All right, let's revert then. We've tried to undermine my successor. That hasn't worked. So now we'll just have to embrace her. Is that a wind chime? It is. It's nothing to do with me. That's in the game. Right. Well, okay. Let's change our vote back to reluctantly, let's change our vote back to, where is she? Co-Empress Gaither. She doesn't seem to be that popular. Okay, that's for the Kingdom of Croatia. Oh dear, oh dear, maybe all this undermining wasn't a great idea. Okay, Co-Empress Gaither, yep. Kingdom of Sorbia. Co-Empress Gaither. And the Democrat Manifest Papacy. Okay. So Terry Jones is still... Interesting. So Terry Jones is still the favoured candidate. Good. We can change that vote anyway. We can force that vote. Okay. Or maybe they'll change their mind. But it looks like Gaither is going to inherit a slightly fractured realm. It could be a lot worse. And let's face it, Terry Jones is going to be the heir afterwards. So it'll probably work out in the wash. But, yeah, for now, looks like the drunken doxy is going to be our next leader. Okay, brace. I imagine... Oh, we can create the Kingdom of Venice. Oh, really? Does that mean that we can add a succession law? Yes, it does if we weren't at war. That's quite annoying, actually. Okay. But at least that means we can just take Venice as a sort of de jure thing. You don't think you're going to find anything? No, I don't think you're going to find anything either. But keep at it. How long have we got? So that was what, the 1st of March? So we've got until at maximum next March to live. There's still a little bit of hope. She could still get... Oh no, she's being... My allies are backing her up now. Oh, she's fine. She's going to be the next pope. She's going to be next. Pledge of submission alone, Princess Kairaki. What happens if she doesn't make it match? Do I lose the whole... Oh, no. If she died now, if she died right now, that would actually be fantastic because we would just immediately vote for Terry Jones. If Zucchero dies now, let's have a look. As of this exact moment in time... Oh, great. Yeah, there you go. She gets everything. She's leading in all of the elections and everything else. She's leading. So she will be... Or when I say everything, actually, she won't get the Kingdom of Venice because we haven't forced democracy on Venice yet. And then there's a couple of counties and bishoprics she won't get. Can we call for holy wars against the Catholic? Absolutely we can. But I'm not going to... Pope Zucchero is not going to do that at the age of 88 in his final year of life with a dodgy inheritance coming up. This is very much battening down the hatches. But yes, at the moment, Space Ben, the succession is okay. We're just going to have a lousy leader for a bit. What's the fun will really start when we have to work out who's going to be the successor after her, because she's not going to have the ability to sway votes that Emperor Zuccolo has. We don't need to worry about democracy under Zuccolo because he's powerful enough that people will just do what he says. But Zuccolo.
He thinks the game is cruel.
He
I've heard
does.
the game explained as many things and described in different ways. I've never heard anyone say it's cruel. What made you marry a wimp?
This empty council position. Okay. Cecile has given birth to a perfect little son. Who will you become, my child, and what shall I call you? I don't know, Mr. Blobby. That'll do. That'll do for now, while we're awaiting the inevitable. The drunk female pope. The drunken doxy. Here we go. Always the clever child. Terry Gilliam has proved time and time again. I tell you what, we will marry her under the new administration. Let's wait to see what happens. Let's not make any new decisions until His Holy Father has passed. Curses. I was hoping that was Gaither getting arrested, but sadly not. You're at death's doorstep. Blimey. Those are some tough buggers. Blimey. The rascal has spirit. Yes, he did, sir. Someone's plotting against my bodyguard. Well, you'd hope that he'd be able to handle that, wouldn't you? I don't think at this late stage in your life investigating your concubine's faithfulness is a good idea. Very much past the point where you're in a position to do anything about that. This Sardinian venture is taking longer than anticipated. No, I'm not. No, veto. Stop being so nakedly corrupt. It's an embarrassment that I have to pass on the rule to you. Hello, lots of viewers. I hope people are enjoying this. Hello, hello, hello. I'm wondering if I should go to the Dream Factory now, or if I should just carry on with this. Oh! Sorry, I'm laughing because I just... Oh, God, the laughter was inappropriate. I'm so sorry. I know, that's what I was laughing at.
Right, deep breath. Firstly, are you okay?
Pope. Pope Zuccolo of the democratic manifest papacy has found peace in Christ's embrace at 89 years of age. He died of old age, obviously. A charming man. He became famous for his elaborate feasts and grandiose balls. Pope Zucchero, 89 years old, 67 years. Is that a record? We played as him for 67 years, that man. He wasn't our first choice, was he, as leader? I think he was kind of a compromise, but you got to hand it to him. He was the founder of the Democracy Manifest faith. He was the cultural head of the Lombards. He was exalted amongst men, a religious icon, a theologian, whole of body, a scholar. He fought in 10 offensive wars, 11 defensive wars, and 1 offensive Great Holy War. Oh, he loved a war. He hosted a coronation and attended. I tell you what, he had time for the parties. He attended 26 activities. He attended 10 coronations, 5 grand the grand tournaments. Let's not forget, he leaves behind a throne room overflowing with prize pots, various prize urns, including one from the time that he stuck his thumb up that guy's bumhole. He attended 5 grand tournaments, 4 feasts, 4 grand weddings, and 3 hunts. An athlete, a religious icon, an emperor, a father. What a guy. We will probably not see his like again for quite some time. And I very much doubt that his successor, Pope Gaither, is going to measure up. Pope Gaither ascends to the throne, being both thrifty and frugal. The realm will surely prosper under her rule, apparently. So the game actually very much disagrees with us. The game's more optimistic about Gaither than I am. But there we go. Pope Zuccolo of the Democratic Manifest papacy. Rest in peace. Jesus Christ be praised. All right, let's move on with our lives. Let's continue. She's dead in like 3 years. Yep. Let's continue as Pope Gaither. Okay. With the passing of my father, Pope Zuccolo, the responsibility to lead the vast empire now falls upon my shoulders. I adjust my new crown and stare intently. Oh, the things I shall accomplish. Right. Okay. So, Pope Gaither. Well, straight away she can get herself some concubines. How are we doing for viewers? Right, okay. First of all, let's get her togged up, and then we'll have a little think about what would you rather do? Shall we watch some Deal or No Deal, or shall we press on with this today? Let me know what you think while I get her togged up. Right, so the flower crown goes off. Let's just, for now, as I say, she's probably not going to be around for too long. Let's keep up appearances and follow your heart, do whatever is fun. Oh, bless. Let's get her popified. Where's the Pope outfit? God, I have completely and totally... Oh! Oh! Yeah, I cooked some salmon last night. I've got a greasy salmon pan to wash, so that is particularly disgusting. I've just realised why I can't find a Pope outfit for her. In this game, at least, there is no such thing as a female pope, so she's going to have to improvise. Well, let's go with the hot pink then. If she's not going to be allowed to wear, the if she's not going to be allowed to wear the main outfit, she's going to have to improvise. I quite like that. It looks a bit like, you know, in Ghostbusters when they've got Rick Moranis wired up to the head thing, and you see the dog in the on the monitor. Looks a bit like that. Let's keep that. There we go. Doesn't she look dignified? Maybe a cloak would help. A royal cloak. Yeah, there we go. There's your dignity. She's got it back. Everyone around her is telling her that it looks good. So who is she to argue? Okay, so inventory. Right, so she's got the papal tiara. Oh, no, she's not crowned yet. She's not allowed to wear a crown. Okay. All right. Nominate successor. Now, we know who this is going to be. This is going to be... Oh, leftover lunch. Oh, hang on. Gluttonous, deceitful and stubborn, although she is Midas-touched and pure-blooded. Oh! Leftover lunch versus 36 years old. Who was it? Terry Jones, wasn't it? Princess Terry Jones, 20. Extremely diplomatic. So, what would happen then if we voted for Terry Jones? Rank number 1. Okay. Let's get Terry Jones nominated as the next Pope. Get that conclave working for us. Okay. Concubines, Gaither, concubines. Right, what are your options here? You got Radwald. He's 65 years old, but he's pretty comely. Yeah, well, you'll get Radwald as your concubine. Let's stick the male concubine hat on his head. See, he's allowed to wear the Archbishop's hat, but she's not. What's the hat of a male concubine? What about an eboshi? They're good. They're good for whacking. There we go. Oh, that's the one. The Tate Eboshi. There we go. Marvellous. Good. That's concubine number 1. Concubine number 2. Big Brave Bernard. Oh, no. Guy de Poitiers Valentinoise. There we go. Oh, there's a nice young man. Young man. There we go. Little Guy. Or is that Guy? He can see to her sexual needs. Get the eboshi on him. Lovely. And another concubine. Oh, Yahya, our Yemeni one-legged tutor. Fwah. Yemeni, more like. Yum. Okay, let's get him fully concubined. There we go. Excellent. So she's got her 3 concubines, 68 years old, drunk, vengeful and ambitious. Okay. My son can marry. We can negotiate alliances, etc., etc. Brilliant. Okay, well, that is Pope Gaither of the Democratic Manifest Papacy, 68, all ready to go. She's inherited the war of the invasion of Sardinia. which will give her a nice, swift victory. She's got a number of factions. Oh, dearie me. Install Princess Dead Air on the Italian throne. Yeah, Prince Dead Air probably does have a bit of a grievance. So she's facing a whole load of dethronement factions. She's 68, she's in poor health, and she's a drunk. Emperor Stepan doesn't seem to be much use either. So she has got her work cut out for her. I think we will follow her adventures from tomorrow, 10 a.m. tomorrow. We will continue the Wayne's Christ saga with Pope Gaither of the Democratic Manifest Papacy sitting in the seat of Rome, trying to envelop all of Italia under her rule so she can dismantle the papacy. But all of that is for tomorrow, because for today, I think especially because it's a bank holiday and we should have a bit of gaiety, let's head on over. Let's end this war, shall we?
Get rid of Herd. Thanks.
Let there be peace. Let's head on over to Deal or No Deal, to the Dream Factory, and catch up on what's going on in February 2007. What a golden year. Okay, so Deal or No Deal. So people on YouTube, I'm about to shut down the YouTube stream because we're going to watch Deal or No Deal on YouTube, and I'm not allowed to stream YouTube and watch YouTube at the same time. Don't know why, won't let me. So if you would like to carry on watching for the next hour, if you'd like to join us over on twitch.tv/EddiePurple_arcade, we're going to be there for the next hour watching Noel Edmonds. And if that's not a tempting offer to switch platforms, I don't know what is. So yeah, thank you very, very much. If you're not coming with us, YouTube, thank you very, very much for watching today, and I'll be back same time, 10 o'clock UK time tomorrow, to carry on with Crusader Kings III. But for now, we are heading towards Twitch. Yes, we're heading towards Twitch, so I'm going to shut off the YouTube stream. Please do join us on twitch.tv, Eddie Purple Arcade, where we will be there for the next hour. Hopefully see you there, and if not, have a lovely afternoon.